Anacostia is a great example of a community that hasn't seen the type of investment that the rest of DC has seen.
We would love to see Anacostia residents have increased wealth. We would love for them to have higher wages. We want to see their quality of life to increase and improve.
It's a great day in Anacostia because we're gathered here today to take an important step forward in the realization of the community's vision for the corner of Good Hope Road and MLK.
We're standing in front of the MLK Gateway project, a $23 million ground level retail, second story office project here in the heart of Anacostia. The reason it's an opportunity zone is because it's a low income census tract designated by local authorities to be an actual zone for the need for investment to come into this area.
MLK Gateway is the type of project the Opportunity Zone program was intended to create.
We're talking about jobs, we're talking about transforming neighborhoods, creating more opportunities.
There are other tax credits which demand for you to measure impact. Opportunity zones lack those guardrails, and that's why we got involved. For the Rockefeller Foundation, it's about making sure that the community is involved in the decision-making to get the best deal, which is not just a profit ROI or return on investment, but it's a return on investment that has a social impact.
Within barely a generation, we should be principally a country of color. When you look at wealth disparities between families of color and white families, you have to ask yourself, who's going to be spending what money to sustain the U.S. economy? So there's a great imperative for the private sector to think differently about creating actual social benefit through their financial activities.
We have tried giving tax breaks to the very wealthy, and we've seen how that goes. So we think it's time to talk about giving tax breaks to the low and middle class.
For every dollar of income that whites earn in this country, blacks earn 59 cents. Latins earn about 72 cents on the dollar. And so we recognize that these disparities are not sustainable.
The Earned Income Tax Credit is widely considered one of the nation's most effective anti-poverty measures. We think that expanding it to folks closer to the middle class and giving them the option of getting their tax credit on a monthly basis instead of an annual basis is a great way to help bring those folks who are not making very much money up into the middle class, or at least give them the opportunity to get there.
There is a social contract here in America that if you work hard, if you do your best, that you will have equal opportunity, equal access. That has not occurred as of yet. We believe it can occur. And we want to see that here in Anacostia and throughout the U.S.
We definitely have to figure out a way as a country to include more of our citizens in the growth that the country is seeing overall, or we risk, obviously, a divide in the country that at some point seems fairly insurmountable. So it's actually essential to our democracy.
Anacostia is America, and we just firmly believe that those residents who were here when investments were not happening should benefit from the new private capital that could and should come into this community. The opportunity zones here can be a model for how to do it right in the United States.